What is up, guys? Welcome to another episode of The Real. I'm your host, BG, with my lovely co-host, Miss Maddie Cruz. How you doing today, girl?
Hey, good. Ready and excited for this topic. Hot topic.
Step 1, wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Yo. Set your affirmations, aspirations. I got shit to do, the aftermath of preparation. Good food, good mood, blood in circulation. One step at a time, yeah.
What is up? What is up? Welcome to another episode of The Real. I am one of your hosts, BG, and we got the lovely Miss Maddie Cruz. How you doing today?
Hi, how you doing? We ready for this show? It's interested. I'm excited. Let's do it.
Yes. Today we're going to be talking about parenting in the 2020 age, and some of the, difficulties that come with parenting, if you're co-parenting, manipulation of kids and whatnot. So we definitely going to get into it and just talk about it. If you guys have anything to add to any of these stories or any of these topics, go ahead and drop it in the chat. We'll make sure we get to it and we'll talk to you about it. This show is just as much ours as it is yours. So make sure you're having fun and paying attention and enjoying yourself. So let's get it, girl.
Let's get it. Well, let's start from talking from co-parenting, and let's talk about the child support. What is the cost of the child support? Is it fair for some parents to get child support, to file for child support, or you think it should be half and half? Once you have the kids, is you do your part. Once I have my kid, I do my part. What do you think about that?
I think it should be more that way, in general aspects, like if I take care of my kid and I don't ask you for no money, I'm just taking care of my kid on my own time, working hard for my money to take care of my kid. You should be able to do the same thing as a parent, on your end, I do understand situations where like the guy doesn't take care of the kids or the girl doesn't take care of the kids at all. They don't want no parts of it. Then yes, I can see a child support type situation going on. But if both of you guys are making money, both of you guys are raising your kids fine. Just because you guys split up doesn't mean that one's a worse parent than the other. It just means that you guys need to work harder to take care of your kids separately.
Oh, okay. I think so too, because I don't think it's fair. Because other way, like you really don't know if they're even using the money actually for the kids. I've seen a lot of people that they use the money for some other stuff. Not even for the kids. And I don't think that it should be trustable like that to be able to, you know what I mean? Oh, I'm gonna pay you child support, and then my kids are not gonna have what they need to have. I'd rather just do, like you said, half and half. When I have my kid, I take full responsibility with him, buy them whatever they need. They will have everything in my side. When they go with you, that's your responsibility. That's how you need to handle it. You're minding your part.
Facts. It does vary too. Like even when you look at child support, like say, once you're well off, let's go there. Like celebrity child support. I think that's ridiculous. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like in the celebrity range, like I don't feel like if you guys were together before, you guys made the money, you guys were already together, you guys are already a unit, then yeah, you might want to work out some kind of situation where it's kind of fair so the kid can live the same lifestyle. But if I was rich before I met you, you know what I'm saying? Like, and we break up and have kids, like I understand you want some support, but I should not have to support your lifestyle to be as good as it was when you were with me because you're not with me no more. you know.
Yeah,
So why do
there's where it goes that I do my part. I have my kids. I treat, I give them the best life. When they go with you, you figure it out. But if
mm-hmm.
my kid is gonna call me that he needs something, I am gonna, apport with that, give that, because my kid is asking for and is in the need for. But just to give money, everybody works hard for their money. And I don't
Facts.
think it's fair for just because you have kids with somebody, you have to support them after they're not with you.
Mm-hmm.
Your kids is one thing, but to be supporting the other side, like the other woman or the other man, I don't think that's right. That's why they have hands to work.
Facts. And I don't even think it's fair the way they go about child support in general. Like most areas, like the woman has all the power, the woman has all the control in terms of like how much they're getting. Like they feel more bad for the woman in the court than they usually do for the guys. Because there's a lot of good guys. I feel like I'm one of them. That I have to pay, and it's just like whoa. Like I take care of my kids 100% in a way. I do everything for them all the time to make sure that they have everything I didn't have growing up. So it's like, why should it? It shouldn't be just an automatic. You have to pay until you figure out something else. It should be like, if you guys aren't together, they have a mediation, talk to both of you guys out, realize what was going on in the kid's life beforehand, and then the best solution to keep the kids happy from that point on. It shouldn't just be a he say, she say type thing.
But the thing that this is where we hit when it comes to custody battle. Like some people are not like happy enough because they don't get their way. It's not even about the kid. Now it comes
Yeah.
to it's like I'm gonna get you back through my kid.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And a lot of women and a lot of men get salty after the relationship it doesn't work out or you don't end up being together. They
Mm-hmm.
manipulate you through your kids. They threaten you with your kids, or they don't even let you see your kids or be part of your kids' life. For the reason is because they're salty because either you're not with them or either because you moved on.
Yeah, facts. Facts, all facts there. That definitely happens. How would you say would be a good way to handle a situation like that, though? You got this salty co parent, what I'm saying, that's just making it hell for you. And you're just trying your best not to, because you shouldn't have to lower yourself to someone else, just to try to make a point. How do you think is the best way to handle that situation?
Well, there's no way to even deal with that because like I said, sometimes you get so caught up into you guys adults drama, then the reality of what is the most important is the child. You know
Mm,
what I mean? You get caught up into feeling some type of way, having like revenge to the other person,
mm,
then focusing like what's the best for my kid. What's the best for them to grow up in a way, not in the same household, but the
mm.
same like how do I say, like believes the same upcoming, the way they raised, they should
Yeah,
be,
brain. Yeah.
yeah, that should be the main focus of everybody. But in reality, it's not like that, because people nowadays, all they want to do is want to be in the right and want to have the last word.
So what about if there's one parent? Let's give you a situation here. Say one parent doesn't make as much money as the other one, right? But the other one that does make the money buys, school supplies, clothes, toys, pays for field trips and stuff like that. Do you think that is good enough? Or, the woman's like, well, when they're at your house, you're taking them all these places, you're doing all these things with them. But when
I don't
I,
want to sound fucked up, but I'm gonna tell you this. And nowadays, a lot of women think that they're independent enough and that they don't need no man and they can do this by themselves. And I'm a boss bitch, this and that. But okay, you're all that, but you have a kid and you're still over there asking for money that you got already. That if you can take care of yourself like that, you cannot take care of your own son or your own daughter or your own kids. But you can brag, I'm the boss bitch. I got this. I'm an independent woman. But over there filing for child support, it don't make no
that's
sense. It don't make no sense.
Yeah, and like the guys too. The guys that are balling, dripped out, nice ride, nice car, nice set, nice shoes, always out at the clubs. You know what I'm saying? But they can't go buy their kids diapers, or they can't go buy their kids, food or whatnot, just because they're mad at the baby mama type thing too. So yeah, it's
Because
really
that's what I'm saying. But in reality, they don't really focus on the right um, thing that is the kid. They're focusing on trying to get back at the woman, because in reality, if you think about it, they're really in they're not really thinking about their kids, because the kids is the one who's going to be starving. The kids are going to be looking raggedy. The kids are going to be looking some type of way because the mom don't want to do it and the dad don't want to do it neither.
Hmm.
That's what I'm saying. At the end of the day, the kids are the ones that are still affected in everybody's in adults actions.
Yeah, that's true. You can't take it out on the kids. That's what I like to say. You can't take it out on the kids. You got to make sure that they are looked at first. Like, don't be doing all the arguing. Don't be doing all the fighting in front of them. You know what I'm saying? Keep your relationship, separate from the kids, so you can make sure that they don't even hear it. They shouldn't get like my mom growing up. My mom used to always tell me like this: you are going to learn about your dad as you grow up. I'm not going to tell you anything. I'll let you learn everything for yourself when it comes to your dad. Because I can tell you he's an asshole all I want. But if you still feel like that, because it was that way, my mom knew my dad would lie, 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 but I'll come back and I'll be like, yeah, I love him. I want to still go be with him. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, yeah. And so, all right. But then get your heart broken here, you get your heart broken there, you get your heart
Yeah,
broken. So it's like, instead of her being that mom where she's like, he's a dog, he's always a
you
liar.
saw it by your own eyes,
Yeah, she goes, I want you to grow up yourself and you to
and you can
realize
judge.
and make your own production of your dad, stuff like that. So
I mean, I don't know how to opinion in that one because I did have my both of my parents, and I grew up in that type of household. So for me, it's kind of too hard to understand or to relate to kids or situations like yours because, like I said, I grew up with both of my parents living in the same household, and but I'm going through a situation that I'm going through a custody battle. You know what I mean? So I know
mhm,
how it feel too to be manipulated through your ex through your kids,
mhm,
because um like I said, it takes to the extreme that now we're going to court, pay all these lawyers fees. You know what
mhm,
I mean? When all that
mhm.
money is a waste of money, you're taking from your kids instead of giving. You're taking from your kids because you're so much caught up in court and paying all these lawyers, and it doesn't come to a solution, and you're just not spending time with your kids. I'm telling you because I spent a whole year without seeing my daughter because of the
Mhm,
situation. Like I said, there we go with salty dudes or salty women that want
mhm.
to manipulate you through your kids. So in that year, I was not even speaking to my daughter, seeing my daughter, anything else, because for the reason of that, this man would try to know that that hurts me more because that's your kids are your witness. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And that's why he knew where to get me because he knew that he didn't have that control no more that he had before, because now I'm a little bit more into knowing what's my rights like a mother. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And other people, when you don't know your rights
Oh
in
yeah.
certain aspect, they take advantage of you.
Yeah, you definitely better know your rights, better know what city you in, what state you in,
Mhm.
because the laws change per state.
Everywhere.
Some states you don't have you have no say so over what goes on at all. You know what I'm saying? Like, even like living here in Alabama, like the woman gets 100%, everything until you can figure it out in court. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
it's
and
all
then meanwhile, especially when the other part has your kids, it's more harder because not only you don't get to see them, you don't get to speak with them, you don't nothing. They manipulate and they put stuff in your kids' head so they're
oh
less wanna be part of you or talk to you or be involved with you. And when they do, they catch an attitude like they don't even want to speak with you or they're not even happy to speak with you. You know?
that's exactly what happens for sure. Like you said, we're definitely going through the same boat here in terms of that. And it's just like, it's hard because, growing up, with my dad specifically, a lot of my brothers and sisters don't really like him too much. You know what I'm saying? They have reasons for whatnot, whatever it is, that's between them and him. But at the same time, it's just like, like people don't understand the effect of parents like really chirping in your little one's ear. You know what I'm saying? Like telling them stuff that's not true. Oh, he's too busy with his other life. Oh, he's too
He
busy with
don't
his
love
other
you no more.
family.
He already changed you. He replaced you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
He chose another woman over you. Yeah,
Yes.
trust me, I'm a girl, and I never knew that they. I mean, I always heard about it from women, that they do that type of shit. But I never ever into I experience it that I ever thought that a man is capable to do stuff like that because like no, I never thought that. I was still like in shock. Like when that happened to me, especially, I never thought I was gonna be in that type of situation. And when it happened, and you don't even know how to react because, like I said, mostly you're used to hearing it from a woman does that to a man.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
And see, it's for lots of reasons. More like you said, sometimes it's more just because they can't be with you no more. That's
You
what they
moved on
want
with
to
your
do.
life.
Your dad's the one that messed up everything. So you blame your dad for this, for us being this way, and it's like, whoa,
Yeah,
you should never even involve your kids in adult conversation.
exactly.
Like this shouldn't happen. Cause now you got these young fragile minds. When they hear something from their mom who they trust and they believe, or their dad that they trust and they believe, bad about the other parent, they run with it. You're like, what? You know what I'm saying? What?
Yeah.
No way. Dad's like that. Mom's like that. Whoa. And it's just like that really has an effect on them. Like you said, I've had telephone calls where you're just like, you're trying your hardest to get them to be excited and, talk to you and be all interactive with you. And they're just like, yeah, whatever. All
Yeah,
right.
you're over there trying to call them
You
and they don't answer you. You try to text them, they don't answer you. It goes days that you don't even get to talk to them. And then when they call you, or you decide to give them their space, because maybe that's what they're asking for, a little bit of space.
Mhm.
You do that, and then they try to reverse college it to you, and they
Yeah,
start saying, "Oh, you forgot about me. You don't want to talk to me." Then they
exactly.
try to blame you, and it's not even the kids; it's the mother or the father that is um, putting stuff in their head to the point that they start believing it, and they take that anger on
Mhm.
you every time they have time with you or even chance to interact with you. You know?
For good parenting, do you think if you are co-parents, 'cause I believe as co-parents, you should want your kids to talk to the other parent just as much as the other parent wants to talk to them. Like that should be something like if your kids haven't talked to their mom or their dad, for like a week, hey, go call your parents. You might not tell them to call anybody else.
Mhm.
Extended family is one thing. You know what I'm saying, but like especially if they have other siblings with the other one, you might want to tell them like every week, go call them, see how they're doing. Say hi to them. Maybe your dad's busy, just like you're busy in your daytime. Maybe your mom's busy. Why don't you give her a call and make sure she's all right, type thing. I
Mhm.
don't you think that should be like something like all parents should do?
Yeah, that's exactly what I do. When my daughter's in my position and she's with me, and when it's the time for her to be with me, I make sure that I tell, okay, call your dad in time you're gonna go to sleep, at least to tell him good night. When she's with me, I tell him, hey, tell your dad we're gonna go out here so he don't worry about you. Make sure time that we home. Even though I already have my partner, you know what I mean. But my partner understands, because don't you, like a father, would want to know where your daughter goes, where your kids go, where they at, if they're gonna go to sleep, if,
Mm-hmm.
all those details. Even when you're not physically around, you want to know them at least,
Mm-hmm.
so that's what I do. And when it comes to that part, when she goes back over there, she doesn't call me. He doesn't even remind her to call her. Sometimes I call him, telling him I'm trying to get a hold of my daughter. And what he does, he's like, I don't know. She's old enough to answer for her phone. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So
it's
it's
not my
like they don't
business.
want to be part of it, but when
Yeah.
it comes to them, they be blaming you. Why you not letting her calling me? Why she not calling me? You know what
Mm-hmm.
I mean? It's like it's stupid.
Yeah, it's like, they don't have no say. The kids have the right to do what they want. No, they're kids. They don't really. I know we want to
Exactly.
give kids freedom, but I think that's a lot of, error in parenting. It's giving them too much freedom, giving them too much power, too much control on them, say. Like
And
unless
you
you're in
know
a
something? When it comes to the kids, every kid is different. When they're with their dad, is they're one way. When they're with their mom, they're another way. When
Mhm.
they're with outside of your household, they're different ways. We really don't know our kids. We know our kids when our kids are with us and around us, but we don't know our kids when they're outside of the door.
Mhm. Yeah. But that stuff right there really bugs me because like they said, you kind of get bitter about it to the point where you start taking it out on your kids a little bit. You got to really watch what you do and watch how you say it. Like, don't take things personal from the kid, even though it's hard for you. Because there should be time, man, I'd be like really sad about it. like it'll get me a little down about it. Like, whoa,
Depressing. Depressed.
yeah, definitely depressing. Where it's like, whoa, I do everything for you guys, and I can't even get a telephone call. You get, I got, you got siblings here. You don't have to, I want to make you adults, a caring, loving adults. So I would put this, like I said, I would make sure you make that telephone call. See how your brother's doing. See how your mom's doing. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't wish no ill on nobody. And all I want as a parent is for it to be,
Mhm.
reverse back to my direction too, as well. Like I get busy too, but doesn't mean I don't think about them or call them. I can call them 5 days in a row and not get an answer. I
Mhm.
expect that. Okay, I'm gonna get a telephone call back from them. As soon as they're available. You know what I'm
Because I'm
saying?
pretty sure, like, even though they don't answer your phone right there and there, they look at their phone and everything else. And when you have a missed call, a message, it always says up there, missed call, message, and whatever, you know?
Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. And but like at the end of the day, like it comes down to like you can never be mad at the child. You just gotta realize that they're not old
They
enough to
get
make.
confused. They're confused.
Yeah, they're confused. Go ahead.
They're like a little ball of ping pong, they're bouncing back and forth and they don't know where to land, because they're confused, because they don't know what they love both of their parents, the mom and the dad. So they
Mm,
don't want to pick sides. So they feel in the middle, you know what I mean? And sometimes we're so caught up into the problems that we forget to talk to our kids and be like, are you okay? Are you feeling good? How you feeling? Explain to them what's going on and tell them that it's not their fault, because sometimes a lot of kids blame themselves while their parents are not together.
yes. What did I do? Can I fix
It's
it?
my fault they're not together. I'm the one
Yeah.
who made them fight. They're fighting because over me. You know what
Mm,
I mean? And we forget about that. That there's a third, fourth person involved in this situation, not just the parents.
yeah. And that leads into like manipulation by parents, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, not even just talking, but like everything, like just you have your house rules and then but then again you want to set house rules for the other house too, you know what I'm saying? Like you're sitting there playing both sides of the field like you still live there. When you're not there no more, you can't set high rules. Like even with my kids, it got a point, when they're at the mom's house, anything could be going down over there. I would never know it. Cause when they come over, they're chilling, they're talking, everything good. Yeah, dad, it was good, great. You know, but as soon as they leave my house, you know what I'm saying, they get to their mom's house, you get a telephone call. Like, what is this? What are you talking about this? And like, whoa, what are you talking about? Like, why is it that you guys, you're trying to control my house from a distance?
Because there's a lot of kids that they don't have like the communication, so they feel that they can do whatever they want and manipulate both of the parents. If you say no, they will go ask the mom, and eventually the mom is gonna say yeah. If the mom says yeah, and then they're gonna go back and forth. They're gonna manipulate even the parents. Some kids are good at manipulating the parent manipulation when it comes with the parents. Because they know that they can have it all one household, because the parents sometimes feels bad that the kids don't have a home, so you try to spoil them. You know, so there's when you start losing the range on your kids, because you're trying to feel bad for them for not being with the mother or not giving them the home or the family that you wanted to give them, that you start losing track and you start telling, oh yes, yes, how long he's happy, yes, how about you, this, yes, you're okay, everything you do is okay. You know what I mean? Then you start acting to a way that you're not supposed to act with your kids, because now you're not being the parent. Now you're feeling like you owe your kid something because you're not giving him a home or family.
Yeah. And then another thing parents really got to do is really like, it's good to be friends because I believe you got to have a great relationship with your
With
kids
your
all
kids.
the way around.
Hmm. Hmm.
But you got to be more parents than friends. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Like, friends is cool. Like in terms of like you want to be close enough with your kids so they can tell you anything. You can tell
Hmm.
them things that it's okay for them to know. But to the point where it's like you can't be so cool to where you kind of let them go free reign with what they say about who they want to say it about. You got to still be that parent first. Like my dad used to tell me, I'm not your friend, I'm your daddy. You know what I'm saying? Like, and
Yeah.
that's I was like, what? But I'm like, it's so true because like growing up, these kids these days they have different things that is influencing them than we did when we were little, or when we were younger. You know what I'm saying? We didn't have all these like PS5s, Game Gears,
Or
cell phones.
even a cell phone when you're 12 years old. I
Yeah,
got lucky if I got my phone when I was 15. That,
yeah, yeah. We didn't have all the technology to have. So that being said, there's a lot of more parenting that needs to get done.
more
Even
more
yeah,
rules, more
yeah.
strict.
hmm like how you limit this access because this is free access. Like if they go on YouTube, they can pretty much find a lot of stuff that they probably shouldn't need to be looking at or listening to. You know what I'm saying? On cable itself, the internet, you Google everything. You know what I'm saying? Google anything and Google will bring it up. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
it's really important that parents really get a hold of, what kind of, you know, what do you call them? What kind of technology your kids playing with, and if they are playing with it, that you have restrictions on all of them because sometimes
there's a comment. There's a comment of here of Father AM. He says like, I didn't get a chance to. He said I didn't get a phone till 15, but didn't get text till in
oh
college. That's true
wow
because back in the days it was not a limited everything, you know. And it happened to me like same. I had more, every time you wasted your minutes, you gotta buy minutes to put in the
yeah,
phone. And either you talk or either you text, whatever's cheaper and stuff. And yeah, a lot of people went through that shit. I'm
I
telling
didn't
you.
have no phone. It was a pay phone.
Yeah, a prepaid phone.
You had to remember telephone numbers back
Or
then.
you always had to have quarters because you needed to be in
Yeah,
the pay phone. Because you know what I mean? It was
yeah.
like back in the day. I still got to experience that time.
The
So
pagers, the pagers. I think we need to go back to the pager mode where they can page you, but you don't have to respond right away if you don't need to respond. Like it's too personal now. Like they won't call you. They get mad if you don't answer the phone right then and there. You know what I'm saying? You call them back 2 hours later. What were you doing? Like we need to go back to the pagers. You know what I'm saying? Because then your kids have a pager. Go call home right now. You know what I'm saying? Like to go to your friend's house, you had to literally call ahead of time, talk to him, and then you go on that journey to making it to their house. You know what I'm saying? Like you didn't know for sure they're gonna still be there. Anything can happen, but you have to walk there. You wasn't sitting there walking, talking on the phone at the same time. You know what I'm saying? You didn't have that option. You didn't have that option. Only the pay.
yeah, shit.
You had to learn little codes on the phone. That was fun days, man. And like I said, they got way more advanced stuff now. And all the
It's
captures.
something that can be good and it can be bad because like I said, they have their access to a lot of stuff that they're not supposed to be in it yet. That's what I'm saying. A lot of kids nowadays they're really more advanced in a
Mm-hmm.
lot of things that took us time to get to. You don't have an answer for something. What do? You go to Google. You want
Fact.
to find out something, you go to Google. You want to find somebody, you go to Google. So back then, no, you had to go to the what is the dictionary, yellow book, the big
Yes.
ones and shit.
Get the
Oh
phone
my
book
god!
when you want to look up something. Go get that big old phone book. You
And it
know.
was a whole day to find an answer.
Yeah, like, wait a minute, hold on, let me see. Is that with a J? I got three numbers. Let me call all of them, see which one's it. Yeah, I remember that, man. The
I
Razor.
remember.
Wow, I remember the Razor. That was an old phone right
Oh yeah,
there.
that was a badass one. I had one too.
Yeah, one.
Yeah, I have the pink one.
Oh man,
Oh,
Razor. That's the first one. I remember they looked like the first
the
cordless phones.
BlackBerry.
They're like
Do you
that
remember
big,
Yeah.
and then they had the long cord thing to come out of it. You pull the antenna thing out of the phone. And you be like, hey, how you doing? Yeah, yeah, I got
Yeah,
me a
yeah.
cell phone.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, man,
So
we're getting old.
yeah, I'm catching. I'm right behind.
hmm
But yeah, so in your experience when it comes to child support, have you ever been in child support before, or you cannot say you never experienced that?
Yeah, unfortunately, I can say I experienced it. I experienced it very well. Let's say that.
Yeah.
And for me, it's like one of those things where it's like mine. I feel like was kind of a raw deal, more than just like 'cause I did buy stuff for my kids. You took my kids from me. In the first place, I pay haircuts, clothes, birthdays, holidays. You know what I'm saying? Like I already do that. School pictures. So it's like, why did that happen? But in my case, it wasn't like a vicious where like, hey, forget you, I'm about to put you on child support. It was more like I need more money, so I'm gonna get assistance. And being in that state to get the assistance, they automatically put the father on child support.
Exactly. I was gonna say they still, even by choice, they still make you get child
Yeah,
support. You know, so, and that's, do you believe that that's fair? I mean, if the other person really doesn't want to put you in child support, why do they have to force you to get it without no choice?
Yeah, I think it's horrible. And like I said before, I think they need to talk to both
I
parents to
think
find out
because if you
what
don't
kind
have
of
the
relationship.
government, I think it has to do with the government. I think the government always wants to gain and wants to come get something out of it. You
Hmm.
know, and I think that's what it is. It's not even about, sometimes they don't really care about the kids. What do
No.
you think that it's easy for them to take the kids away from homes to put them
Hmm.
in foster cares and stuff like that? Because it's about they're getting money out of those kids, you know?
Yeah, but like I said, I think they need to make sure, like, you need to literally, before you make any kind of order for anybody to pay nothing, and it's for the guys or the girls,
Hmm.
sit them down together, find out what kind of relationship they have with the kids before, in the first place, before you guys split up. Why you guys were at home. You know what I'm saying? Find out who was the number one supplier. Who was pushing all the things. 'Cause I'm like, man, I pay for everything. You can go look at the taxes. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's all me. But it's like, I have to sit here and pay now when I don't even want my kids gone from me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't ask for them to leave. I didn't want them to leave. That was just something that was kind of like she kidnapped them and took them. So I didn't have no choice about the matter, unless I go drive all the way, across states to go get them. So I
Hmm.
think that that's not fair for me because I was a good father. Like I said, there are some
But I
deadbeat dads.
think there's a lot of out there. There's a lot of good fathers and good mothers. You know, I
Mhm.
think like by parents not being together, they don't define that they're bad parents or
No.
anything. It's just that it just didn't work out. You know, and sometimes when it doesn't work out, it's better because then you bring in your kids, or you're raising your kids, seeing all those fights, all those arguments, and sometimes the violence. You know, some people go to the physical part and they start
Yeah.
like going to the extreme, and you don't need to have your kids because now you're raising kids to be aggressive, you know, like angry people that they think that that's okay to be beating up women or beating up, you know what I mean, living life beating people up because it's not their way.
Yeah, and you definitely, especially I know as a father, for me, I don't ever want to hear my kids seeing their mom getting beat up. You know what I'm saying, or even getting their hand touched on them because it's like I didn't do it, and we were together forever. And I didn't do it. And you never got to see their dad. Even it doesn't. It sucks either way, but at least it's
But
like,
sometimes it has to do that a lot of people that are like that is because they have built up a lot of anger that they've been, their childhood brought them to be like defensive. I guess that's how they take it. Like they're really defensive and they only know how to take it off if what they saw is aggression,
I think
physical.
I think it's just over, it's overkill. Like I really
Mhm.
feel like there's so much opportunity out there in the world. Like you shouldn't have to ever really get to that point where you need to hit somebody. If you guys are really at that point, it's better, like you said, it's better to just break it off, go your separate ways, because it's not no need for violence. Like people that kill their exes, kill themselves, kill exes, and people they're with because of cheating or whatever. I'm not saying it's good, but life's too precious for any
And
of
it's
this.
not even like life is too pressured. It's like, okay, what do you get from killing that person?
Yeah, you're not
Just
benefiting,
move
not making your
on.
life
There's a lot
better.
of men and women in the world. You
Hmm.
know, you're gonna waste your life to kill somebody that don't want to be. What, you want to force him to be with you?
Hmm. And then with the guys, it's like, wow, you feel good that you beat up a girl? Like that don't make you tough. If
That
anything,
doesn't
it
make you a
makes you a bitch.
man.
You know what I'm saying? You're not a man, you're a bitch. Now, you know what I'm saying? Because you don't beat up on some girl. You know what I'm saying? Beat up on a dude. But guys don't even like fighting dudes anymore. You know what I'm saying? But they'll go hit their girlfriend. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like, it's like, what the hell is going on here?
Exactly.
You won't hit no
Exactly.
men on the street. But yeah, you don't want your kids seeing none of that. All of it's bad. I've had my dealings with that where you have to go talk and do that kind of situation. And I didn't feel good having to be in that place, but I also knew that none of this stuff going down around my kids. You know what I'm saying? I'm not letting it happen. It's not going to happen. And I don't care how you feel about it. Like y'all got all the time when I have them, they're at my house. Y'all want to do all that fighting and stuff. That's your relationship. That's you guys doing it. But as long as my kids are here, that will not be going on. And
Exactly.
that's my
So, what
stance.
do you think about baby mama and baby daddy drama? Like, do you think it's necessary, or you think that it's like waste of fucking time? That's why I'm not with you, bitch. Cause that's why we don't get along. So keep it your lane, leave me alone. You know what do
Yeah,
you think about that?
that's exactly what it is. Like, we don't get down like that no more. But it's so important. you gotta find a way. Like I was one of the only guys that I know. Like all my exes, for the most part, we're all friends and cool. You know, because when our relationship was over, it's over. You know, now it doesn't mean anything too bad happened. It just means
Mhm.
that you get one life. Make sure you get what you want. If you're not getting everything you want out of that situation, you need to move on. You can't be
But
scared
like
of it.
you said, you left that relationship in good terms. There's a lot of people that don't leave the relationship in good terms, you know.
Yeah,
And even if they do, there's some people that they still want the other people, the other person, and that's the reason it don't go civil because you're not over it yet, or you're not over that the man left you, you're not over that this man left you, and especially if they start a new relationship, ooh, that
Oh,
gets worse. So how do you okay, so now what do you feel about people that are in new relationships after you're not together, and
mhm.
then being around your kids and in a way raising your kids? There's a jealousy, or you feel like, nah, how long as this man treats these my kids good and they're good dad's figure or mom figures for my kids, that's all it matters to me? Or you feel like, nah, you're not with that? Like you would tell him like, stay in your lane. That's my kid. Don't tell my kid nothing. Or you would
To
be
a certain extent, like I'm not. I'm really well. I'm kind of big on the whole like. I'm not really down with the other dude. Like it has to. You have to like earn that. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to earn that spot to be that guy. In order for me, that's like with my kids. That's
for
with their
you.
mom.
So what
That's
about your kids?
with
What
me.
if you could, okay, that's for you. So what about for your kids? It might be for you like until he earns the spot. But let's say he earns the spot sooner to your kids than you, because they're living with your kids. They're around your kids like that. And sometimes kids grow up to love, a
Yeah, there's
good
yep.
parenting.
Parents
And that's what
over
I'm
the
saying.
real
And
parents.
that part, how would you feel? Like if your kids felt like he earned it and they start calling him dad, or some type of name like that, would that hurt you or hit you hard? Or would you be like, damn, that's how good of a dad he is, that he has that much credit? Or you will feel threatened like, nah, that motherfucker's gonna take my spot,
I would
what?
I would never feel like another man would take my spot because I know I'm a good dad. You know what I'm saying? That's really a self thing because how good of a parent are you? If a person can really out parent you, sometimes you have no choice. They're over there, but you should still be in their lives enough and have it put an effect on their lives enough for them to know you, daddy. That's mommy. They are my parents. I don't need no other parents. Like in terms of the whole dad mom thing, I'd rather, if they're together, say if my ex was with her man for a while, and then they got married or something. So it was like a final type situation. I guess it wouldn't be that bad, if he's doing his job in the
But you
house.
would
So
not like your kids to call another man
not
dad,
dad. No,
daddy.
they got married. I guess that's my stepdad. I guess
Oh
you say
man.
stuff like that,
Mm.
but no, dad. No, I wouldn't be cool with that part. No, hey, that ain't your daddy. You only got one of those. That's me. You know.
I'm your
But
provider and your daddy.
But in certain situations, though, too, like I said, if that stepdad is the one that's doing all the raising and parenting and teaching them the ways to go and whatnot like that, and the dad's not, then hey, it is what it is. It's going to happen. It's both ways. Like there's no certain way. Just
You think that's what it is, that a lot of parents are intimidated from the other new partner of their exes because they feel like they're gonna take that role of the father?
I think a lot of parents just fear that they make the
They're
mistake
gonna
a
be
lot of
replaced.
times when they're going into the next relationship because they're just trying to look for a replacement. You know, a replacement of their father. They might look for someone that made the same kind of money or looked this kind of way or whatever, but they're trying to replace him so that person can feel the pain. Like, oh, I don't need you no more. You know what I'm saying? And I think that I don't know. Like I said, that's all that adult stuff. It's just like that's just definitely just needs to
You
stay.
think the adults are so immature than
Yeah,
even kids?
yeah, especially over kids. And I can be immature about you. Like I said, I'm not down with that. That's just one thing my kids won't have the luxury of being able to do. Call another man dad. And I think that's all right. Like if their mom doesn't want, what my girl to freaking call her mom, even though she acts like a mom for them too, she plays
Yeah,
that role. That's fine. But you're gonna say that's your stepmom, you're gonna have respect for her like a mom. But like in terms of the full out, that's my mom, that's my dad. If
yeah,
both parents are involved, then that's all. They only need one of them each.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Wow, damn. Well,
How you feel about it? Would you be you? Would you get mad if your
if
ex,
my dad is calling another
he gets
woman
another
mommy,
and he's sitting there and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna be together forever," and next thing you know, your daughter's like, "Yeah, me and my mom are going to the mall today to go shopping." What are you gonna
no,
say?
I'm like, girl, that's your stepmom, okay? She ain't your mommy. Your mommy's over
But she's
here.
married to my dad.
But that doesn't make you your mom. That makes you your stepmom.
Yeah, but see
You
that
know.
aggressive come out like, "Whoa, whoa, you tripping?"
Like you get over, like I guess the mama bear comes out like, you're my daughter, you know. Shit, it hurt me to have you, it birthed you, you know. So
Yeah,
hey, that she ain't gonna take that credit.
yeah, that's how it is for guys too. I don't work too hard, then got you too far in life, like been there for you, changed your diaper when I didn't like to, woke up in the middle of the night because of you for months. You gonna definitely respect me, goddamn.
Yeah, yeah, that's so true.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know. So what about when it comes to baby mama drama, daddy drama? When it comes to like they put in a lot of things, like saying to your kids, for example, he left us for somebody else. He has another family. He don't need you. You know, when they hurt your kids mentally like that. How do you feel about that? What do you think? Do you think that's okay? Do you think that
I
should
think
not
they're the
be?
devil.
You think that they're the devil?
For real, like I told you, like you said, I didn't grow up with both my parents. You know what I'm saying? Like they never even got married or none of that. You know what I'm saying? Like I never even really recall them ever being together, as far as I can remember as a person.
Mhm,
But like you said, you had your parents the whole time. But
mhm.
in terms of like, man, it's hard, man. It's hard. I wouldn't. You could never do that, man. Like you can never, ever. You know.
I think that's when people start growing up with daddy issues, or what was it?
Yeah.
Daddy
That.
issues and mommy's issues. That's why
Yeah.
a lot of dudes date older women, or girls date older men.
Yeah, but it's like it's never a part. It's just because another person moves on, they shouldn't get penalized for it. Like you got to move on. Life's
Uh-huh.
short. You got to move on. You got to make that move and get to the next
Yeah,
level of your life. You can't be stuck stagnant forever. You know.
exactly.
Like I said, just because you break up with someone doesn't mean that that's a bad
Mhm.
person. That was
No, look, doesn't mean that you break up with her. Doesn't mean you're breaking up with your kids.
yeah, yeah. You're not bringing
Your
your
kids are
kids.
always gonna be your kids.
Yeah, the love will always be there. So it's like you really should never like any kind of bad mouth and any that he got another family. If anything, you need to be encourage them to get to know their other side of the family,
Yeah,
get to know
yeah,
their new siblings that they might have. If the other person did get married, and guess what, they got new brothers and sisters. If the other person has kids that you should be trying to interact with, you should really want to bond with too. You know what I'm saying? Like if I talk to my kids and my
and
ex's kid,
the most fucked up thing is when you have kids, and then the other person is making your kid feel like they're not wanted,
yeah,
that
I
they
know
are
that
like
feeling.
replaced, and that there is their fault. You know?
There's no replacement. Like that's what I always say. There's no replacement. I've actually heard my son say that because that's on once. You know what I'm saying? And the funny thing is that I was talking to my other daughter on the other line. You know, oh, I told my daughter on one line, and then like he was calling me on another line, but I knew they were together. So I was like, after I talked to her, just give the phone to your brother. That type of thing. And
Hmm.
after I talked to her, he called a couple times and I didn't answer. I just knew his mom said something because by the time she walked over and gave him the phone, like, oh, what? He wants to talk to me now. He's too busy with his other family, and I just what the
Yeah,
heck?
and it's hard for you to discipline all your kids from different
Yeah,
marriages together, because then they're gonna feel that they are your favorite.
there's a
You
mind.
know, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
they're gonna
there's
say,
a comment right here that says my dad's first wife did that with my stepsister, and now she treats all of us different, all because my dad left her and married my mom. Yeah.
facts. And then that's a part too. Like, especially if you got siblings that live separately. I know. Two people have two kids, right? And the boy goes with the dad, the girl goes with the mom. They swap like that. You know what I'm saying? Like even that's kind of like rough. Like when you're not growing up together. Like people don't realize the kind of effect it does have. I
And the
will
kids.
say to stop all this drama. Like try your hardest to don't be so in a rush to have kids.
I
For one,
think I think that's what the world nowadays is fucked up. To
yeah,
tell you the truth, with all these kids are in a functional household with parents not really seeing reality and seeing what they need to be focused on the real truth that is on the kids to raise kids that are mentally healthy.
yeah. It's hard, especially when you're younger. They might want to be tough and say that they can handle it, but the whole time you realize
What
they're
do you
not.
think about the kids that are taken away from the parents when they don't have when they don't see that the parents are seeing eye to eye and the state takes the kids for a foster home or to what do you think about that? Do you think that that's where it goes? The parents, the kids always end up doing the consequence of the parents. So if they go to foster care, foster homes, what do you think about that?
Both parents need their ass whooped. For real, because you don't let this situation get way out of control. You know what I'm saying? To the point where you're not even acting like an adult. You're not caring what your actions are doing right now. And now your kid's about to go live with somebody else that's not you or their mom. At the end of the day, like you gotta squash the beef. Whatever it is, like you guys don't like people always think like you gotta have a perfect relationship. No, it's so easy. Hey, we talk about our kids and that's all we talk about our kids. Obviously, if we're not, I think everybody should try to be friends with their exes. That would break it overall
I
better
don't think
because
so
it's good to be able to
because
mix.
I would not want to be friends with my
I know,
exes, or
yeah.
whatever.
I'm just saying though, if you can, if there's reason for it, you know why? Because
If it
now,
was a
especially,
healthy, if it was a
yeah,
healthy
yeah,
separation,
yeah. Like
no,
I didn't
that
care. I
maybe,
had,
but
I've had it
I don't
before
know.
where me and my new girl and her kids, you know what I'm saying? Like we go out with my ex and her new guy. Like I'm adult enough to deal with situations like that. Like whatever. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
but
saying?
you might be an adult, but there's a lot of people that are not mature like that.
Yeah, but you gotta be.
And some
That's self.
people they say they
That's
are,
self.
and then when it comes to it, there's a lot of problems between your new relationship because now your new relationship is gonna feel some type of way. She's gonna feel like, is this girl trying to get back at you or get at you, or is she gonna like bring us problems, between me and you? Like when it comes to the kids, she's gonna tell me I don't want her to talk to my kids like that. But I mean, like a stepmother or a stepfather, I believe that there's a boundary that you don't cross. You never put your hands on nobody like your kids, your
Yeah.
stepkids. I think that's something that's the responsibility of the mother or
Hmm.
the father. But if you're stepmother and father, I think that's not your place to be putting your hands on other
Facts.
people's kids. That's what I think.
Mom and dad
That's what I think.
or
Because
grandpa.
then now it's gonna bring a lot of drama because the real father is gonna find out, or the real mother, and they're gonna come and whoop somebody's ass.
Hmm. Facts. But like I said, that's still you being mature. Like, don't go around claiming you're a grown man if you're not a grown man. Don't go around claiming you're a grown woman if you're not a grown woman. That's maturity. You know what I'm saying? If it's really about the kids, what is giving the kids a better life? Knowing that even though their parents aren't together, they can all go somewhere and
Mhm.
with their families, both sides, and you guys they can all go have fun and not be cussing each other out, beating each other
Yeah.
up, talking smack. That's more for everybody to enjoy. So, you know what I'm saying? Peaceful, positive energy for your kids. That's really the reason why I say if you can be parents, which I mean friends or not even friends, but just have a coexisting relationship. That's
Co-parenting, a
yeah,
good
yeah,
co-parenting.
good co-parenting relationship to the point where
Exactly.
like, you guys can set events up together. That's less money on one parent. That brings less stress for that parent. Because now both of you guys are splitting this event. Both of you guys are doing this. For them to go and taking them there, taking them there. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. It still make your kids feel like they're special in that they're in knowledge. No matter what, they're with your mother, you're with your father, you still acknowledge and you still love. And at the moment, you were a kid made of love. Or
Yeah.
something they're not
You
there.
won't. It might not be the same. Like you guys aren't at this place now with mommy and daddy getting hugged up on each other, but they're still both there, and that's what matters at the end of the day.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
both still able to hang out with you and spend time with you on this special event. Like that's what I preach it, but like you said, the average
So
person not.
you're gonna tell me that you're cool with your ex baby mamas.
I only got one ex baby mama.
Okay, so you're cool with her.
Nah, I'm cool with her, but she's not cool with me.
What's how that works?
I think she just missed a life. You know, when you get someone you think is gonna be better and it's not there, then you kind of want what you had, and when you can't have what you,
Or like practically what is happening is like because you moved on with your life, she feels
yeah,
salty.
yeah.
And
So
because she feels salty, she's trying. She it's like when you see that you made something good, like when you like how they say when it's there, you don't see
yeah,
it like you're saying, and when it's
the
gone,
grass
you're
is not greener on the other side. You know what I'm saying? Like it's always green. So and like they always even like people don't realize when people break up too. Sometimes they do it for that whole get back. Where they want all this attention to get back with. And we don't have that, and it's you move on. You're like, whoa, what happened? You know what I'm
and
saying? Like,
the reality hits
start
them.
having kids. You know what I'm saying? You start having kids, now you get a little bit of hate, and then you try to reel it back in and realize it's not about that either. Like
Yeah,
you can't
the
tell me
reality
about
hits
your
them.
kids. I don't love my kids to have with you. You know what I'm saying? Like I love all my kids the exact same. There's not one that I have individual relationships with all of them, but I don't love one more than the other. You know what I'm saying? I don't show favoritism towards any of them because they're all my favorites. They're mine.
Like for example, look, my daughter is she's not easy to get along with people. You know what I mean, or to adapt to people, to accept people easily. That's why when I started my new relationship, it was not about me no more. It was about my daughter because she was in an age that I was like, it depends on her. So when I introduced my daughter to my husband, I let him know if she doesn't like you, that means it's not gonna work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And actually, she got a good bond with her. She liked him, and it built a good relationship between them too. And
Mhm.
that made me be with this man and accept this man because kids don't. You cannot fool a kid. If they feel uncomfortable with people, with somebody, they're not gonna want to be around them. you
Mhm.
know and if you really care too for the decisions of your kids or their opinions, and they tell you, mom, I don't want you with him, I don't think he's the right person, I don't think he's a good person, you're gonna acknowledge it and go with it. My daughter built a strong bond with my husband that my daughter even said to my husband, why do I have more in common with you than my own father?
Mhm.
So that tells you that you chose not only a good man to you, you got to choose a good role model for your daughter when she's around you. And
Mhm.
that if anything happens to her father, that her father could be okay, that she's going to be in good hands. But in that situation, instead of my baby father thinking it that way, he just felt threatened by the situation because now my daughter is having more in common with a man than his own self.
And
So
that's just
how do you feel about kids feeling more strongly about their stepfather than their own parent?
kind of like how Rocky just said right here. He said, "How do you feel if your daughter loves her stepdad more than her real dad?" Uh,
Exactly.
and like I said, if you're in that situation as a parent, don't take it out on your kids. First off, you know, um, you don't know the dynamic of what's going on over there. You don't know if the other person's either talking negative about you or even if she's not talking about you. Maybe this guy is spending some good time with her. Maybe you just need to, you know, step your game up as a father. Basically, you know what I'm saying. That's how I feel. I would take it personal. If my kids were like, "Hey, I like my stepdad," or my mom's boyfriend way more than I like you. I feel like I didn't. I'm failing as a father personally.
But do you think it's okay that if you know that your daughter has a good bond with her stepfather to the point that she loves him that much, like that, to say, I have more in common with you than my own father, do you think that instead of you feeling good like a father, damn, this man is being good to my daughter, this man is taking care, protecting my daughter, instead of that feeling some type of way, like threatening, like, oh, I don't want you around my daughter, instead of building that bond, because in case if something happens to you, that's her other protector. You separating that relationship and the closeness already for no reason, just because you're jealous.
But that's what I would pray for. Like as
A
much
good
as
man
we,
or a good woman to take your place in case if
yeah,
something happens to you. That's what I'm saying.
yeah. So that's what I hope for. So if you actually earn that now, you don't earn more respect with me. You know what I'm saying? If my kid can say anything nice about you, like, okay, now I feel a little more
Comfortable.
at ease about it, more comfortable with it. So I would be more of an adult towards it. You know how it gets first. You know, when you first, that first time you meet the dude, or, you know what I'm saying, the first time he meets you, things aren't always all, hey, how you doing, sir? Nice to meet you. You know what I'm saying? It's like you're checking him out, he's checking you out, especially if you see some things you don't really like, or he sees some things you don't like much. Like, well, okay, hold on, let me see, you know, or you talk to his, your ex kind of
Yeah.
crazy, and they see it and they're like, whoa, who you think you talk to like that? You know what I'm saying? Vice versa. It's like, then,
Hmm.
like, that's gonna be a little tension, but man, I pray, like my to always have someone that's gonna be taking care of my kid, someone that loves my kid
Exactly.
just as much as I love them. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Because
That's the common sense,
yeah,
right?
I'm a stepdad too. So it's like I
Exactly.
want my stepkids to love me like as if I'm their dad. I'm gonna do my best to make sure,
Yeah.
I love them the same way I love my kids, treat them the same way, and be there for them just like if they came out of me. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Girls always say they come out of them, but they come out of the guy first. But we won't get into that. But so you shouldn't once you're in the kid's life, whether it's stepdad, whether it's real dad, it's just your job to make sure you're setting an example for them moving forward.
Exactly.
They always have
Exactly.
your back. It's like you said. It's sometimes it's harder for them to deal with. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had a stepkid. It took a while for she even talked to me. You
Yeah.
know, for a while. Like a
And
while now.
honestly, out there is not many dudes or many women that are could be good stepmothers and good stepdad father for other people's kids.
Because they say it's not their
There's not
place.
a lot.
That's why. Yeah, it's not my place to raise that kid. It's not my place.
Well, if you love the dad, you're gonna love the
Yeah,
kid because
yeah.
that's part of that. They're still
That's
half of your
real.
husband. They still have their blood, his bloodline. So you love him, you love his kids.
Hmm. Yeah, that's just how it is. But like you said, the maturity of today's adult, it's not you're not getting that consistently.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
that's why there's so many, sad kids out there. Crazy kids out there doing crazy stuff. Believing in crazy things, always looking for a way out, always looking for something new, or what I'm saying, that they shouldn't really be looking for if they had support from both sides.
And that's what and also a lot of kids are having kids right now. Kids are having kids.
Yeah.
Young kids are not even yet to 18 years old and they're already having kids and bringing kids to the world and they don't even know how to raise them, or take care of them.
And to that light, if you grown enough to have that kid, you better be grown enough to make the plan up. You know, after you have that, after you have that kid, life's about to change. It's not you no more. You can live all you want, all the way up.
Mhm.
Once you hit 18, you're your own adult. And every year after that, you can live your own life the way you want to live it
Mhm.
till you have that kid. Because now it's
Yeah,
not your life no more.
yeah.
Not saying that you totally got to abandon your needs and your whatever, but it's about knowing that now you have a bigger,
Hmm.
something else to work towards, something else to provide for, something else, that you're going to have to, set a standard for and be a role
Hmm.
model for. And you got to make that adjustment in life, and a lot of
Exactly.
people don't take it to heart. Like it's huge, man. Like you said, these little kids are fragile. It's huge. You need to put all your
I
time out. That's
think
why.
that's why nowadays there's a lot of issues with mental health. That's why mental health right nowadays is a strong subject in life because of the outcoming of everybody. From the for the parents not being together, for parents separating because you don't like you said, if you're not ready to have kids, don't bring kids in the world because that's how they grow up on separate homes.
Mhm.
Because you think you're in love right there and there in the moment, but then later on it doesn't happen like that because you're just not in love. You're just horny.
Yeah, you are. You're just horned off. And I tell people that they're like,
You're
well,
young and
sometimes it
horny.
just
That's what
happens.
it is.
But it's like I control when I started to have kids, and I was married before I had kids. I was in a long relationship before I had kids, and we didn't have kids because I wasn't ready for kids, and I did every measurement possible, whether ask the girl to take the birth control or make sure I wear a condom, whatever would need to be done to make sure that I
Any
didn't have those kids
protection, double
until
pull it.
yeah, the pull out game. Once you start, You know, some people have weak pull-out games though, so I don't know if they want to just
That shit is not gonna work.
yeah.
Yeah.
But like I said, I wanted the kids once I got around 29. That's when I had my first kid. You know, I wanted to live life, and that's the problem. People aren't living life. They're going to the school structured based thing. You know what I'm saying? And then waiting so long to get out of there. As soon as they get out of there, boom, they're not living life and understanding what it is to be an adult, the pressures of the being an adult. I really think people should wait. Should wait and take
Exactly.
time to have these kids. You can control it.
Hmm.
You can't be that horny. You know what I'm saying? You can't be that horny. You know, because that's not an excuse. Because now you done got a whole nother life with a person that you don't even like for real, for real. You thought she had a fat ass. You know, you thought he had nice muscles. You know what I'm saying? Like now you got a kid with him, but dude, in reality, that they y'all not compatible. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, he's a jerk or she's a hoe or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't matter. It could be even something different. Just other things that make it so you guys don't need to be together. But you just went out on that one night of fun and now you have a kid. Like that's why I'm not big on abortions or anything like that. Like if you try to do anything like that, it's because why? You knew what you're doing when you went lay in that bed, did what you did.
But do you believe that about when it comes to the kids? Because I have a good thing that came in my head right now. I was. Do you think that a father should be told when they need to see their kids, like when they go to custody? Do you think that that's okay that somebody else that is not even the parent or even has the blood can tell you when to see your kid and when not to? I don't think that's fair. I
I
don't
don't
think
think
that's
that's
their
fair.
right.
I think you, like I said, the reality is you and the other person should be able to think of a good schedule, think of something that works. You know,
Because
if
it's
you got
you guys' kid. It's not you and the government's kid. You know.
yeah,
Damn.
you guys should be able to do that. You know, like if you guys are fortunate enough to live in the same area, then you
Hmm.
guys 1 week go, 1 week go. Keep it fair. You know what I'm saying? Throughout the year, or a school year with you, a school year with me, but you still see each other on the weekends. You know what I'm saying? Like something
Yeah.
like that. You know, like even when they were here, it's like we just every 2 days I had them, 2 days you had them. You know, we just go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So you try to find out something like that work. Now, if you guys live far away, I think it should automatically be if the guy's trying to be in the kid's life and the woman trying to be in the kid's life, it should be a mandatory. You guys decide just every year until the kid's old enough. You know, once kids old enough to make that decision where they want to stay at because of, whatever, that 14, 15, 16 range. Now, okay, you had chances to live with both parents. If you like one more than the other one, you shouldn't. But if there's a better situation that you like more than the other one, then if you got the right to do it, and the parents shouldn't really get mad about it. But usually by the time, if both of you guys are doing what you got to do at your house and giving the same kind of love and the same kind of support, they're going to want to stay with both of you forever. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like you, people always, look at the other person or look at the kid. When in reality, they look in the mirror why that situation happened. Like, how did you lose your kid's favor? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's usually always it got to start with you first. Before you go
Exactly.
pointing the finger, you got to always go back to yourself and say, how did I lose my
Exactly.
kid's favor?
That's
You
why
know?
they say when you point the finger, one is pointing forward and one is pointing backward. If you notice that,
Yeah,
that means it's because once by the time you're pointing at somebody, you're pointing at your own self, your own insecurities, and your own doubts.
yeah. Thanks further for stopping by. Yeah, see you next week. What up, Drew? Yeah, you can't do that. You got, like even this, and this is not just for parenting. This is in life in general.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta be your own best critic. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to
Exactly.
take responsibility of everything first. 9 out of every 10 things that happen to you, it's all self-inflicted. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yep.
you did it to yourself. You knew consequences that are gonna happen after you take. You knew what you were doing in certain situation that could lead to certain other situations. Like these are all things that you knew in your head that you were conscious of before you did it.
Mm-hmm.
Those that one
True.
percent, the that's just life. That
Mm-hmm.
happened. You can't ever expect that not to happen. But 9 times out of 10, you controlled every situation. You know how you can fix it. You know how you can make it better. And you got to
Exactly.
get off your high horse. If you know you can look at it and say, "I fucked this up," then you need
Yep.
to be man enough or woman enough to go and fix it. You know,
Exactly.
self accountability is the hugest, and that's the number one thing I try to teach my kids: self accountability. You know, I used to be really big on like one of you guys mess up, all you guys mess up.
Mm-hmm.
Because you guys should have self accountability for each other. You know,
Exactly.
and I do still do that sometimes. But at the end of the day, if it's like one thing, it's self accountability. You're gonna come up and you're gonna tell what you did. You know what I'm saying? Don't leave it on your brothers. When I find out that you did do it and you lied about it, and you
Mhm.
see that your brothers and sisters are sacrifices because of your mistake, then you're gonna get even worse. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
You're gonna get even more punishment, more pain, more everything in that
Yep.
situation. Because I already tried to come to you like a man and talk to you like a child, give you the opportunity to be a what do you call it, a big boy or a big girl,
Mhm.
and tell me the truth.
Yeah.
You need to be teaching these things, these influences to your kids at an early age, man.
Yeah. Like
Th-
there's a comment right here. Go ahead.
Is that I tell my son there's only one thing you can control. It's yourself. Yes, facts. You don't control yourself. It starts with you first. Before you can go out and think about anybody else. Even like in every like the funny thing, it's in every situation of life. Not just parenting, relationships, work, everything. It starts with you first.
Mhm.
And then it carries out from there. If you're a bad employee, it's because you were the bad employee. If you're a bad parent, you're the bad parent. If you're looked at as a bad parent, if you're looked at
Exactly.
as anything, it all starts with you first, and you got to be able to have self accountability. And I think that the world's getting taught to the point where a lot of people have that. They can't.
Exactly.
They rather it's so easy, to really just say, nah, he did it.
Mhm.
She did it. She did it. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be this way, which sounds stupid when it goes, I wouldn't be this way if you didn't do what you did. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like, no, because you're that way because that's how you feel like you need to be.
Mhm.
You can
That's true.
control that. You can end that any second. Someone else could try to cause, harm to you and your mind frame, your mentality. It's up to you if you let it happen.
That's true.
You can block all of it out and block all the noise, whatever. It's just a hater. I'm moving on. You don't affect
Mhm.
me. But that's come with being confident in yourself first. Self esteem, self motivation, self confidence is huge. Those are the big things with life if you want to succeed at a high level. Because if you can't, like they always say, if you can't, how's anybody else gonna ever make you feel complete, whole, happy if you don't even
Mhm.
feel complete, whole, and happy with yourself?
That's true.
Hmm.
That's really true. And a lot of people forget that. You
Right.
know.
So it starts with the person in the mirror. Facts. It's always
Mhm.
you first, man. And it took me a long time. Like it's not the
How
easy.
you feel, how you think about yourself is what people see of you.
I hope so. But
Yeah.
at the end of the day, as long as I feel like I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, that's all that matters. I'm not a big care about what feelings other people feelings like that. You know what I'm saying? I live my life. It's my life. I don't say anybody needs to listen to me, follow me. I didn't say anybody needs to do it the way I do it because there's too many different type of people. There's too many different type of scenarios that can go down. Too many different type of people to go down that really peg yourself like, oh, I should do it like this or I should do it that. When you hit life, you just do it the way you gotta do it. You know what I'm saying? What your beliefs are, what your mindset is, how you want to do it, because it's your life. You only get one of them. So in
That's
terms of like,
true.
if people might think something I do is bad, okay, that's your opinion. I'm not gonna be
That's
mad at
true.
you for having it. Good job for you, I guess. Sorry. you know,
That's really true, you know.
I won't let it affect me and how I feel. Like, for me, I feel like I've lived a long life so far to come to these conclusions. I've been battle tested. I've been, in long relationships and situations that you had to get yourself out. That really, help you grow in life. And I think that I've learned my lessons in a lot of areas. And like no
But
one's
that's a
ever.
good part. That's a good thing about you that you learn your lessons
Mhm.
instead of ignoring them and going over and over again because you don't learn it. You know,
And
at
that
least
really
you
comes with
can
self.
say that you learned it and you doing better and you do better for yourself to don't do those mistakes again. You know, and that's a good thing to recognize too.
Facts. He says, I told my wife, if you don't know how to be happy, how can I do it? Facts. And that's a huge thing. I think a lot of it, and this really comes along with people in new relationships. You know what I'm saying? Like they can't, they really are, they're affected from that last relationship so much to the point where it's like,
They're broken,
they're broken. They come in and do with all these walls up. They come with all these rules and
insecurity.
regulations. Like I tell everybody, if you have to live, if you have to be in a relationship where there's like 1,000 rules, you're not. Why are you in a relationship? Because you're never ever gonna change a person. The person's gonna be who they want to be and who they're going to be forever. regardless of how you feel about it. You can influence certain things. There's certain parts of people you can influence, but at the end of the day, they're gonna be them. So if you're trying to come up with all these rules, especially when you know the rules don't apply to the person you're with already, and going into it, a lot of these rules don't apply. You're just thinking that you're gonna jump in this relationship and all these things are gonna change because now they're with you and they're gonna listen. You are wasting your time, man. Like I'm telling you, like
No,
it
because
will.
there's a lot of people that they can compromise and they actually do it. They try to do modifications in the life how they live or used to live because they really care for that person, want to be with that person. It's not just if you don't like it. There's a lot of people that are willing to change certain things or not even change it, just tone it down.
That's why I said there's certain things that's going to get manipulated through that you'll be able to deal with. But I mean, like the overall general of a person, like what I'm saying. If you're a good person, you're a good person. If you're a dick, you're a dick. If you're an asshole, you're an asshole. You know what I'm saying? If you're she's a bitch, she's a bitch. You like, what I'm saying. At the end of the day,
A
nine
bitch is
times,
always a bitch.
huh?
I said a bitch is always a bitch.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Like at the end of the day, they gonna stay true to who they
So you
are.
think people don't change or can't change?
Some things, I say
Uh,
that, and it's really a hit and miss. So there's no certain type of things that change, but there are certain things that I think people can change, and some things I don't think they're gonna change because they don't want to do it.
they're used to that. They're used to being like
Mhm.
that.
And I mean, it's really too like how early are you trying to get them to make this change? Are you talking about when you're 18? All that stuff's fake love. When you're like 18,
You don't know
15.
what love. Love, like you know, love when you actually live life. That's
Yeah.
when you're gonna know if you're really in love. Right now, there's gonna be your little crushes,
Yeah.
attraction.
Hmm.
That you used to that person, but you're not gonna know love until you almost gonna lose the person, and you do everything to change to keep that person.
Hmm.
Then you
And
know
that's
you're
what
in
it
love
is.
because you don't want to lose that
It's a
person.
sacrifice. It's a sacrifice for real, for real. You
Yeah,
know, because there's gonna 9 times out of 10 the way it's set up, that person's gonna have certain things that you don't want or you don't like about them. You know what I'm saying? And you might
but in
say,
a relationship, it's 50-50. Like over here, they even said it. There says Teddy Pendergrass. He says not 70-30, not 60, not 40. Talking about 50-50 love. That's what it is. It's
hmm
compromising, coming in the middle. Like you say, you're not minus, you're not plus, you're an equal. You're not walking behind him. You're not walking forward than him. You're walking hand to hand, side by side.
to compromise only for behavior, not beliefs or personality. Yeah, because it's just like I said, like
Yeah, compromising behavior. Like if you don't want a person that is doing certain things that
but
it
to
could
me,
be changeable, you
that's the
change it.
beautiful. To me, that's the beautiful part about being in love that you are at. There is another person that I cannot like certain things about. You know what I'm saying? But I love the shit out of her, and I'll do anything to keep her. You know what I'm saying? Like that to me is like the real kind of love. You know what I'm
So
saying?
what's
Like
love for you?
the
Nah,
compromise.
we can just keep this for another
Yeah,
time.
that could be
What is
another show.
love?
We can
Yeah,
talk about
let's not
love
get
and
into
like
that shit because that shit is a good topic
yeah.
that I think a lot of people are gonna be interested and they're gonna be into it because that's a good conversation.
The relationship's 100 and 100, not 50-50 facts. You gotta be all in. Let's just say that it's definitely a lot. That you gotta really understand in a relationship. That's why I think a lot of them fail so much just because you like certain things and they like a couple things. You're like, okay, we can be together.
Like you
We'll
don't
work.
have to be a twin,
No,
not even twins like the same
no,
thing.
yeah,
So it's not even about we like the same things. No, it's like okay, if you like that, I might not like it that much, but
mm-hmm.
it's not gonna hurt me to do it with you, experience it with you, try it with you.
Mm-hmm.
Be right there with you, because I know you telling me because you want me to do those things with you. It's
Mm-hmm.
compromising.
Right? Yeah, man, yeah. So, but yeah, that's definitely another good topic we're gonna talk about one of these days. We bring
Exactly.
the love topic. I think a lot of people seem to be like very
Trust
interested.
me.
They want to hit that one. They want to hit that one. He says,
They want
"Well,
to. They've been waiting for that because you never go wrong with that. A lot of people have questions about it. Some have their beliefs. Some people don't believe in certain things. Maybe they don't even share the same opinions that we have. Maybe they
mhm.
think differently, and they can come over here and express themselves and talk about it and see what they think about it. What is love
That
for them?
and that's awesome. Like I love when other people have different opinions than me.
Because you
You know,
learn.
you learn. You know, will it change my opinion? It depends what I learn. You know, like if I learn something that makes me feel like, oh well, it can actually put something on the way I think about something and show it in a different light, then that's called growing and maturing as a person. So yeah, I would
Mhm.
add those to me. So I love it. I love the back and forth, the banner. Everybody has the right, to have their own
It's
opinion,
a freedom of speech.
and it's freedom of speech, freedom of emotion, and to live their life. At the end of the day, they could. I want everybody to enjoy their life the way that they think it needs to
Live
be.
their life like they want to live it because it's their life. It's nobody's
Yeah,
life. You might share your life with somebody, but at the end of the day, it's still your life. And if it
yeah.
doesn't make you happy and it doesn't make you feel good, then you're in the wrong place. Live your life.
There's a million other people in the sea. This is a big ass world. So don't
Exactly.
ever feel like you're boxed in where you have to, you know, live you, be the best person you want to be. That you show,
Exactly.
and everything should work out. Before we get out of here,
Exactly.
some tips. Like I said, back on the child thing. Um, provide for your kids. If you really are worried about the child support thing, I guess it's just get yourself a lawyer. Go get yourself a lawyer. Try to get equal custody. Because then with equal custody, neither one of you guys have to pay child support. So really
And you
want to know,
have a say so. That's
and you
that.
have to say so. Don't fight and argue. Not even on the phone. Like if you know your kids are right next to the other parent, like don't sit there and fight and argue on the phone. You know what I'm saying? You need to have them call you back, or you call them back when you think that the kids are asleep, because every kid's got a bedtime. You know what I'm saying? When their bedtime hit, then you call and you
Treat
discuss it.
this situation like an adult.
Hmm. Try to stay
That's
adult.
what it is.
And before you blame anybody else, don't blame the other parent. Don't blame the step parent. You know, understand yourself first. Make sure you're doing everything possible that you can to make it a peaceful, easily communicating situation.
I want your opinion on this. There's this comment of Drew Jameson. He's like, I get the concept, but the deal is you are not splitting anything in half. You give 100% effort and commitment in your part or your role.
Hmm.
What do you think about that?
I believe that it's true. Like if you're not all the way in it to win it, you ain't in it at all.
It's like you gamble. Either you put it all or
Yeah, that's how I am. That's why I'm horrible at the casinos. I'm like, forget it. I don't even like playing these games. I'm putting it all in. Here we go, all in.
exactly. Shit. Either
That's
go
it.
big or go home, like they
Go big
say.
or go home. Facts. Yeah, but just really, guys, just really, be a good parent. At the end of the day,
And
you
don't
know,
worry about guys, because we're gonna be talking about this topic more longer in another episode. Right now we're
yeah,
focusing on one, so stay tuned and follow us because this topic is gonna come soon.
yeah, and make sure you guys are hitting that like on all channels. BGN Entertainment, Mary Cruz. This is live on 3 platforms. Well, actually, three plus Twitter, Facebook. We got all of our platforms on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. But on
Exactly.
YouTube is Mary Cruz. Um, channel, Bird Game 31's channel, and BGN Entertainment. Make sure you hit that like on all of them. Subscribe to all of them. They're all inside the chat, so make sure you scroll through that chat and make sure you find it. Hit that like, subscribe, help us grow here. We're trying to make this show great. We want to have this show be for all of us to enjoy. We can talk to each other. We can talk to you guys. You guys can give us more topics to talk
Interact
about.
with us,
Yeah,
talk shit with us.
yeah,
This is what we like.
yeah, yeah. So
Okay. Well, don't forget to follow me in my YouTube channel, Miss Maricruz, and Instagram the same, Miss Maricruz. My Facebook, Maricruz Ayala, and subscribe, like the video, comment, share it, and stay tuned because we're gonna come with more hot topics, better topics, and like my co-host said, we want you guys to be involved, into this process that we're trying to get to, this big family that we're trying to grow.
yeah, try to make the best show on YouTube. Best talk show that we can talk real life stuff, real events, and have some fun doing this. So much love to you guys. Thanks for joining us today. Any final words from you, Mary?
No, I just want to say thank you for the shout outs. Thank you to Brad Wade for the stunning look. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'll see you guys later. And don't forget to tune in, like it, and share it.
Yeah. So we out. Peace.
Bye, peace.
What is up, guys? Welcome to another episode of The Real. I'm your host, BG, with my lovely co-host, Miss Maddie Cruz. How you doing today, girl?
Hey, good. Ready and excited for this topic. Hot topic.